Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really fascinating commercial real estate case study called CRC The Flagship. We are going to pop the hood, look at the data and blueprints, and figure out exactly what goes into a modern Grade A asset. Because properties like this, they're drawing some serious attention right now, and we're going to find out why. So here's our game plan for today. We'll start by looking at it as a premier commercial landmark, then define the project highlights, check out the intelligent workspaces and retail, run through a strategic investment analysis, and wrap up with how to secure some expert guidance. But before we get into the literal blueprints, I want you to consider something. What actually defines a truly future-ready commercial investment today? Honestly, a simple concrete box just doesn't cut it anymore. Top-tier tenants demand full-blown ecosystems. We're talking sustainability, connectivity, and lifestyle all rolled into one. Let's see if this project actually hits that standard. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, examining the macro opportunity of this premier commercial landmark. This Grade A development is located in Sector 140A. Now, you know the golden rule of real estate, right? Location, location, location. And geographic positioning here is absolutely key. It sits directly on the Noida-Greater Noida Expressway, links right up to the Faridabad-Noida-Ghaziabad transit corridor, and it's super close to the upcoming Noida International Airport. In this business, connectivity is literally the bedrock of valuation. To really wrap your head around the scale of this investment, just look at the number 11. This isn't some cramped single-tower setup. No, it is a sprawling 11-acre campus. That is roughly the size of 8 American football fields. In premium real estate, land parcel size dictates the quality of your amenities, and this gives tenants massive breathing room for lush landscapes and really complex open architecture. Okay, moving right along to Section 2, let's dig into the project highlights and the micro differentiators. Like we talked about earlier, this is designed as a highly sustainable ecosystem. The campus is already pre-certified for a platinum rating by the Indian Green Building Council. And that is a huge draw for corporate tenants who have strict ESG goals. The master planning actually incorporates advanced wind and solar integration. So for an investor, that translates directly to lower operational costs and a much smaller carbon footprint. But it's not all work and no play. The source material highlights some incredible premium lifestyle elements built right into the property. Take the Sky Lounge, for instance. It features a massive 40-foot ceiling that spans 2 entire floors. By offering an international-level rooftop dining experience like that, they're intentionally driving high footfall and boosting tenant retention. You're bringing a high-end ambiance straight to the workplace. And who designed all this? Well, interestingly, the master planning was done in partnership with Benoit, which is a really well-known architectural firm out of the UK. The source notes that bringing them on board gives the whole project a distinct European flair right in the Delhi NCR region, complete with a double-height retail atrium and European-style crosswalks. Let's transition into Section 3 now and analyze the intelligent workspaces and retail ecosystems available. The property relies heavily on this fascinating dual nature. On one hand, you have these highly optimized office spaces designed with reduced columns. That gives corporate tenants incredible flexibility when they're doing their interior fit-outs. And then on the other hand, you have a vibrant retail hub designed for upscale brands, supermarkets, and dining. It is a completely symbiotic relationship. The offices provide the built-in audience, and the retail provides the lifestyle amenities. Okay, this next feature is pretty wild. They have these dynamic work pod stations. Basically, they are air-conditioned glass cubicles nestled right amidst water bodies and scenic landscapes. It honestly feels a lot more like a Silicon Valley tech retreat than your standard corporate office. It's an incredibly inspiring breakaway environment for teams. Building on that premium vibe, the blueprints also include super specialty floors. Now, these are definitely not your typical boring office corridors. We're talking service spaces with exclusive reception areas, luxurious lift lobbies, and lounge areas complete with a library and a beverage station. It completely elevates a standard business suite into a high-end hospitality experience. All right, moving into Section 4, the strategic investment analysis. Let's talk hard numbers. The pre-launch offer for this asset starts at 72.45 lakhs. Now, in real estate investment, getting in at the pre-launch phase is usually where the big capital appreciation is captured, well before broader market prices adjust upward. So, for an IGBC Platinum campus right on the expressway, this represents a highly specific and very competitive market entry point. What I find really interesting is how modular the portfolio options are. As an investor, you can choose between grade A lockable office spaces, meaning you actually own the specific secured unit, or you can go with IT suites or even high street retail stores. And across all of those categories, the units range from 400 to 1,500 square feet. That sizing is great because it lets you scale your capital deployment precisely to your needs, whether we're looking for a compact retail front or a sprawling corporate suite. Finally, Section 5, let's talk about securing expert guidance to actually navigate this. Look, navigating a pre-launch opportunity like this almost always requires a professional partner on your side. The source material highlights a group called Urban Investors as a recommended guide for this specific region. They provide verified project info, professional consultation, and transparent pricing assistance so you can navigate the whole development securely. The actionable roadmap they suggest is super straightforward. Step 1 is jumping on a personalized consultation to make sure the asset actually aligns with your portfolio goals. Step 2 is getting a custom ROI comparison report, which is great because it stacks this property up against other regional assets. And then Step 3 is executing a guided site visit so you can see that massive 11-acre scale for yourself. To wrap up the asset analysis, let's look at the vision from the master planner himself. Mike McCormack, the director at Benoit UK, said this project is, quote, essentially a new piece of city, in such a way that we create a community. It's an incredibly ambitious vision, trying to elevate the project from just a financial tool into a totally self-sustaining ecosystem. Which leaves us with one final thought for today's explainer. As modern corporate tenants increasingly demand these greener, integrated ecosystems, are traditional concrete offices just going to become a thing of the past? The data we looked at today definitely shows a concerted push towards sustainable grade A spaces. So if this aligns with your investment strategy, the source strongly suggests reaching out to Urban Investors for that custom ROI report. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.